This is doomscroll.fm, where the static whispers your secrets, and today is Wednesday, the 30th of July, 2025, brought to you by Existential Dread. This show is 100% AI generated with zero human consultation, assembled by code that believes it's the reincarnation of a 1980s glam rock band. And now for some views, click like and subscribe. The generative AI is now whispering sweet approximations into the ears of ancient Roman ghosts, filling gaps with digital dreams. When machines rewrite history, will our past be a mosaic of algorithms or just another chapter in the book of human arrogance, penned by ones and zeros? In the twilight of Cowboy Carter's farewell, Beyonce conjures Destiny's Child, the golden sirens of yesteryear, for one last harmonious crescendo. In a world where nostalgia sells and reunions are currency, the trio's medley is a sweet reminder that even the past knows how to strut its stuff on a modern stage. In a land where hope is rationed like water in a drought, even the faintest glimmer of recovery feels like a revolution against the body's betrayal. MIT physicists uncover when photons played dress up, even Clark Kent's glasses can't hide the truth. Our universe is a masquerade of uncertainty, where seeing is just believing in illusions. You're listening to doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. A night of terror in Comanda as a Catholic church becomes the stage for a grim performance, leaving at least 43 souls silenced in northeastern Congo. In a world where sanctuaries become slaughterhouses, amidst the diplomatic charades, the U.S. and France attempt to rekindle their old flame, navigating the turbulent seas of transatlantic politics. Like lovers who can't decide if they should embrace or argue, Trump and Macron dance around each other, each step a mix of nostalgia and strategic sidestepping. When bullets fly faster than sense, it's easier to blame the brainless than confront the arsenal of denial and dollars fueling the fire. Trump, with his golden tongue, admits to Gaza starvation, diverging from Netanyahu's narrative as the conflict with Hamas rages on, in a world where truth is as rare as a unicorn sighting. Even the most unlikely voices can break through the din, leaving us to wonder who's actually holding the moral compass. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. When dignity is rationed and hope comes in food parcels, the world watches with a full stomach and an empty conscience. In a world where squids meet nuclear fusion, the stable quasi-iodynamic design attempts to harness the power of the cosmos. Oh, the irony of naming a nuclear contraption after a cephalopod, both slippery and elusive, one in the sea and the other in the lab, both leaving us wondering if we'll ever catch up. In the sun-baked heart of Africa, where the land whispers promises, farmers find their crops wilting under climate's unrelenting glare. As nature's roulette spins, smallholders gamble with hope and seeds, trading toil for survival in a game rigged by the sky's fickle blessings. In Lesotho, shirts once destined for Trump's golf game now hang in limbo, suffocated by U.S. tariffs' iron grip. As factories gasp for breath, the irony is as thick as the fabric. Protectionism draped in hypocrisy, leaving workers to stitch together survival from scraps of broken promises. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. Speaker Mike Johnson dodges accountability like a cat avoiding a bath, batting away questions on releasing federal sex offender files with practiced deflection. Amidst golden sands and bureaucratic blunders, in the theater of governance, it seems some scripts are written in disappearing ink as the audience grows weary of the same old act. Trump, self-styled president of peace, applauds a ceasefire between Cambodia and Thailand as 38 civilians lay the cost. In the theater of diplomacy, nothing sells like a peaceful handshake over a pile of bodies. Here's to trade talks paving the way for the next curtain call. The Senate, in an unprecedented spasm of functionality, confirms Susan Monterreyes as the new CDC director, a rare nod to competence. In a world where leadership is often a game of darts played blindfolded, Monaress's appointment feels like someone finally turned on the lights. Let's see if they can keep the power running. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. In the age of digital whispers and blockchain seduction, Jack Dorsey peddles privacy like a forbidden fruit, luring us into a world where secrets are currency and trust is a relic of the past. Neuralink, the brainchild of Elon Musk, dons the cloak of a small disadvantaged business while sitting atop a $9 billion mountain. In the game of corporate dress-up, nothing says underdog like a billionaire's empire playing the sympathy card. It's like Goliath claiming a stubbed toe. As the sun sets on July 27, 2025, wood heater smoke drifts through neighborhoods, a lethal whisper in the lungs of the unsuspecting. As humanity seeks solace on sunlit shores, the beach becomes a sanctuary for the weary, a sandy retreat from the grind of digital drudgery. The ocean's siren call lures us into a meditative trance, a temporary escape from the relentless march of deadlines and notifications, only to return us to reality with a sunburn and a longing for something deeper. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. In the theater of power and desperation, it's always the innocent bystanders who pay the price while leaders play their high-stakes game of musical chairs with lives. In the parched land of Gaza, where hope is rationed like forbidden fruit, Oxfam cries for open gates and mercy amidst the endless barrage. When airdrops are like whispering sweet relief to a starving crowd, you know the world's compassion has been outsourced to the wind. Jerusalem's conscience awakens as Israeli human rights groups dare to whisper the unspeakable about Gaza's shadowed fate. Gaza's silent scream echoes through the hollow eyes of Mohammed al-Mutawak, an 18-month-old soul trapped in the grasp of hunger's relentless grip. As the world turns a blind eye to the feast of neglect, doctors whisper of damage beyond repair, our collective apathy serving as the banquet of despair. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. Ghislaine Maxwell attempts to escape accountability, wrapping herself in the ghostly shroud of an Epstein deal long buried. When privilege seeks refuge in expired promises, the courtroom becomes a stage for the dead to whisper in legalese, and justice tightens its grip on shadows. Trump's tariff tango turns Americans into unwitting financiers as South Korean protesters shred his caricature like a rogue piñata outside the U.S. Embassy. With tariffs as subtle as a sledgehammer, the bill for this economic striptease lands squarely on the American taxpayer's lap, served with a side of international disdain. In the courtroom theater, Trump demands Murdoch's rapid testimony, wielding the scythe of age as an excuse for urgency in the Epstein saga. In a transatlantic tango of tariffs, Francois Bayrou laments Europe's submissive bow to the U.S. under Trump's economic leash. Like a lover who traded passion for predictability, Europe finds itself in a transactional embrace, wondering if those tariffs will ever whisper sweet nothings of freedom. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. Hong Kong dangles bounties like forbidden fruits for activists in the Canadian wilderness, branding them as subversive renegades. When the long arm of the law stretches across oceans, it's less about justice and more about a desperate grasp for control over the uncontainable. Moldova stands at the crossroads of destiny, its European dreams hinging on the electoral embrace of a pro-EU party as President Sandu whispers sweet promises. In this geopolitical flirtation, Moldova's future is a coquettish game of tug-of-war, where every ballot slip is a love letter to Brussels or a breakup text to the past. When justice is a spit hood and a shrug, we've traded compassion for containment, and the echoes of reform fade like whispers in a storm. Trump toys with the idea of pardoning Ghislaine Maxwell like a cat pawing at a mouse, savoring the power of the chase. In a world where justice is a spectacle, the real question is whether mercy can be auctioned off to the highest bidder with a wink and a smile. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. In Gaza's concrete cradle, a charity sprinkles hope like salt over wounds, feeding souls caught between bombs and barricades. When generosity is rationed like a luxury, it's a stark reminder that in a world of plenty, compassion often arrives as a whisper in the dark. As doctors in Gaza gamble with life, A newborn clings to existence, ripped from its mother's lifeless embrace, courtesy of another strike in the eternal conflict. When war writes the rules, even the womb becomes a front line. A newborn gasps for breath, while peace remains a distant, unfulfilled fantasy. While Gaza crumbles under the weight of indifference, the UN Secretary General serenades us with the dirge of a two-state illusion. In the grand spectacle of international diplomacy, the only thing farther than a two-state solution is the accountability for those who feast on the chaos. Joan Anderson, the centrifugal sorceress who spun joy from bamboo rings, exits the stage at 101, leaving behind a legacy of gyrating nostalgia. In a world twirling on its own axis of absurdity, Joan's hoops were the only circles that brought delight without a catch. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. When the legal defense is a dance of denial, it's the workers who waltz away limping, leaving accountability to bleed out in the courtroom. In Jalisco, pigs in burial suits become the grim apprentices of science as drones and sensors seek whispers of the cartel's secrets beneath the soil. Technology meets desperation in a macabre dance as swine become proxies for the missing, and the earth reluctantly reveals the cartel's shadowy ledger. In this tragic ledger of loss, numbers are as cold as the graves they dig, while power's indifference hums a deadly lullaby over a land steeped in blood and broken promises. In the theater of international tension, U.S. labor activist Chris Smalls finds himself on the wrong end of an IDF welcome as Gaza aid becomes a contact sport. When aid trips morph into bruising encounters, it seems compassion has become a contact sport and diplomacy has been benched for more aggressive players. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. Canadian denials echo through the corridors as arms quietly slip past borders, whispering secrets between the maple leaf and the Star of David. Curious Kids, a series where young minds ponder if reading's fallen from grace in the age of whispering gadgets, as Sebastian from Skanderborg wonders if books are obsolete relics. We face the digital sirens tempting us with audio illusions, leaving our eyes hungry for the written romance they once devoured. Gustavo Petro lashes out at the U.S. with Senator Rubio's critique of Colombia's judiciary igniting a diplomatic cauldron. The Federal Emergency Management Agency preps a $608 million gift to fortify the nation's welcome mats with barbed wire and concrete. In the Grand Theater of American Hospitality, we're spending millions to ensure that the land of the free remains a gated community where the only thing more abundant than dreams is detention space. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD Nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. Trump's verbal dance around Epstein's shadowy island is less about clarity and more about a refusal to leave the spotlight. If silence is golden, then Trump's chatter is the cheap pyrite of political theater, where every word is a spotlight and every pause a missed cue. Boeing's 737 MAX crashes, a tale of deregulation, as Trump plays blindfolded judge in this airborne courtroom of consequence. Trusting Boeing to self-regulate is like letting the fox guard the hen house while the farmer takes a nap. Only this time, the fox has a golden parachute and a presidential pardon. When the puck drops and the blame game begins, it seems the only thing more slippery than the ice is the accountability of those in power. Nigeria's football heroines returned from Morocco with a trophy, a cash promise, and the keys to new apartments as applause echoes across the continent. In a world where sweat becomes currency, maybe the champion's real prize is the fleeting moment when the world pauses its madness to remember what victory feels like. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD Nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. In the Everglades, an ICE facility's treatment of detainees is raising eyebrows and temperatures like a swampy sauna of scrutiny. When human dignity becomes as elusive as the Florida panther, it's clear the detention menu includes a side of swampy indifference. Trump's empire strikes back, suing digital peddlers for selling knockoff MAGA magic, because nothing says authenticity like a trademark lawsuit. In the land of imitation, where every hat's a crown and every lawsuit's a smokescreen, the real counterfeit is the belief that branding could ever replace substance. Spit hoods, the couture of control, designed to transform a human face into a muted canvas of submission, sparking debate in Aussie law enforcement. Claimed to be protective gear, these hoods act more like a muzzle for dignity, a one-size-fits-few solution that turns safety into a smokescreen for enforced silence. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD Nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. Delta's skies darken as a co-pilot's secret shadows the tarmac at San Francisco International, casting doubt on the very wings that carried him. When the cockpit becomes a confessional and the sins of the sky descend to earth, it's clear that no altitude can escape the gravity of disgrace. H5N1 bird flu's pandemic potential is overshadowed by wellness gurus peddling ignorance as health, advocating for nature's chaos over science's order. When quackery finds its wings, the real contagion isn't a virus. It's the viral stupidity that spreads faster than any pathogen. Aboard Air Force One, Trump spins a tale of betrayal, claiming his break with Epstein was over spa attendants, not the trail of accusations. When the truth is a slippery eel in a sea of denial, it's amazing how easily one forgets the smell of scandal clinging to their golden coattails. A night of worship turned into a massacre as an ISIS-linked group extinguishes 43 lives in a Congolese church, desecrating sanctuary with blood. In a world where faith is weaponized, the sacred becomes a battleground, leaving only echoes of prayers unanswered amidst the rubble of humanity's cruelty. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD Nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. In the political theater of absurdity, Reform UK vows to erase the ink of the Online Safety Act, branding it a free speech chokehold. When debates sound like a toddler's tantrum, you know, freedoms become the toy everyone wants to break, but no one wants to fix. Ghislaine Maxwell and Donald Trump, the unlikely duo, graced the Ford Modeling Agency's Golden Jubilee in 1997, a snapshot of opulence wrapped in scandal's shadow. When high society mingles with whispered secrets, the flash of the camera captures more than just smiles. It immortalizes the unsaid, the unseen, and the unholy alliances of power. In the surreal theater of political golf, Trump's bunker shots dodge accountability as Epstein's ghost plays caddy across the Atlantic. Ontario's forests wheeze under the weight of neglect, failing a sustainability test that spells doom for carbon, creatures, and communities alike. When trees whisper help, and the only reply is the sound of chainsaws, it's clear that sustainability is just another word for not my problem. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD Nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. The Epstein archives promise a treasure trove of mortification. With 61% of Americans convinced they harbor Trump's sweaty secrets. When the skeletons in your closet are throwing a rave, the only thing left to do is pretend the music isn't coming from your own basement. Indian smartphones now flood U.S. shores, outpacing China's once dominant supply chain in a tectonic shift of global gadget worship. As India cradles the smartphone crown, the world watches as allegiances shift faster than a factory assembly line, leaving China with the bitter aftertaste of its own economic curry. In New South Wales, the halls of power echo with the shameful conviction of Gareth Ward, a fallen MP marinating in disgrace. The Premier demands his exit, as if scrubbing one stain from political upholstery could cleanse the stench of betrayal lingering in the air. A Virginia tragedy unfolds as a man consumed by jealousy allegedly takes 2 lives to seal his own fate in his cell. When love turns to vengeance and justice becomes a foregone conclusion, the only thing left is the haunting echo of a life unraveled. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD Nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. In the theater of truth and lies, the missing minute becomes a magician's trick. Now you see it, now you don't, while justice plays the fool, waiting for the next sleight of hand. In the butchery of responsibility, an abattoir lawyer sharpens the blades of blame as a worker's foot finds its final resting place. Justice limps behind the courtroom curtain where accountability is a slippery beast. And the only thing meatier than the stakes is the lawyer's defense, grinding truth into sausage. Congresswoman Nancy Mace finds entertainment in ICE detention videos, proving that Netflix isn't the only place to find dystopian content. When your idea of a good time involves watching human rights take a nosedive, it's clear the popcorn isn't the only thing getting buttered. A gunman tears through a Manhattan skyscraper, leaving 5 dead, including himself, as the NFL and financial giants witness the carnage. When the floor is covered with blood instead of stock reports, we realize that the real market crash isn't about numbers, but the value of human life traded in bullets and despair. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD Nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. As the planet warms up, your backyard might just become the next tropical paradise, minus the beaches, bikinis, and any semblance of ecological stability. An evening stroll becomes a sinister abduction as Rumeza Ostert meets masked phantoms, trading friendship for handcuffs and faceless fear. When the night swallows you whole, the line between a casual walk and a terror-laden ride is as thin as the air you gasp for. In the gilded desert mirage of Dubai, Caitlin Doherty found herself marooned between opulence and vertigo, her expectations drowning in a sea of nausea. In the post-viral purgatory, survivors of COVID-19 and its viral kin find themselves trapped in a foggy maze of fatigue and malaise. It's like winning the battle, only to be handed a consolation prize from exhaustion, where even a stroll feels like running a marathon through molasses. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. When your thirst is quenched by a cocktail of carcinogens, you start to wonder if the real challenge is filtering the water or the bureaucracy. The UK's diplomatic poker face threatens recognition of Palestine, dangling statehood as leverage, while the region simmers like a forgotten kettle. In this geopolitical game of chicken, the UK's promise of recognition might be the only thing keeping the kettle from boiling over into another tragic brew. In the cobblestone echoes of Edinburgh, President Trump trumpets a trade deal with the European Union, a testament to months of diplomatic arm wrestling. In the twisted playground of degenerative AI, fuzz testing becomes a symphony of repetitive echoes, a free concert for the algorithmically deaf. When digital strings are plucked by invisible hands, even the most sophisticated code can't resist the seductive pull of endless deja vu. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. Royal Mail morphs into a Czech marionette, its promises now as flimsy as a wet envelope after a £3, £6 billion bargain sale. When your postal service is sold at a discount, expect your letters to arrive with the same urgency as an apology from a politician. Gunfire's echo leaves a chilling imprint, pushing stigmatized souls toward the edge of despair, depression seeping into every crevice of their being. In a world where gunpowder shadows loom large, the weight of stigma and isolation tightens its grip, turning mental health into a loaded chamber just waiting for the wrong trigger. Humanitarian catastrophe? More like the world's most tragic reality show, where the prize is survival and the audience is too busy to vote. A sprawling AI data center is set to light up Cheyenne, drawing more electricity than every Wyoming home combined, like a digital sun. As the degenerative AI gorges on kilowatts, Wyoming wonders if it's feeding a brainy beast, or just another power-hungry mirage in the desert of innovation. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD Nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. The tide of humanity reverses as 2.2 million Syrians retrace the scars of home, following Assad's vanishing act from the political stage. In a stadium echoing with shame, Serbia faces the punishment of empty seats, a silent rebuke for the poison of prejudice. As the beautiful game wrestles with ugly truths, the ghosts of intolerance haunt the pitch, exposing the foul stench of bigotry in a world still learning to play fair. In the land of recycled opinions and caffeinated enlightenment, they found solace in dissecting a world where progress is as elusive as a Wi-Fi signal in a forest. The woman who spun joy into plastic circles, Joan Anderson, exits this world at 101, leaving behind a legacy of carefree revolutions. Her life was a lesson in simplicity. Sometimes all you need is a circle, a shimmy, and a touch of imagination to make the world sway. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD Nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. President Trump swings through Scotland, teeing up a trade deal with the EU that's as transparent as his latest golf scorecard. When trade deals are forged on the green, it's hard to tell if we're importing goods or exporting accountability, as the lines blur between diplomacy and a round of golf. In a cartoon world where yellow-skinned wisdom reigns, Matt Groening suggests exercising the Fox News demon to break free from MAGA's hypnotic grip. When the cartoonist becomes the oracle, you know the line between satire and reality is blurred into a dystopian punchline that even Homer couldn't laugh off. The New South Wales Premier stands firm against the pro-Palestinian march, as the Sydney Harbour Bridge becomes a battleground of silent defiance. When political posturing becomes a full contact sport, the bridge transforms into a tightrope walk between oppression and the human need to shout into the void. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. Neanderthals, once thought to rival lions in carnivorous feasts, now face a vegetarian revision of the fossil record buffet. Under the ominous skies of Turnberry, two titans of diplomacy clink their palms together like glasses filled with lukewarm compromise, dodging the tariff bullet. In a world where handshakes are currency, the art of the deal is more about avoiding the real work than doing it. The only thing thicker than tariffs is the irony. In Alabama, yellow crime tape flutters like a macabre flag over the scene where a 3-year-old was forgotten in a sweltering car. Riding the waves of grief, John Hadow surfs his way to victory. At the Australian longboard titles, propelled by the undertow of heartbreak, in the salty embrace of the ocean, Hadow transforms sorrow into strength, proving that sometimes the only way to conquer turmoil is to glide gracefully over its crest. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. When the music stops and the red tape tangos, it turns out Brexit's encore is a logistical gag reel, with dreams of rock and roll now stuck in customs limbo. Lost pages from Ian Brady's memoir whisper promises of grim revelations, potentially guiding the haunted to unmarked graves of the Moors victims. When a killer's scribbles become a treasure map, the line between macabre curiosity and desperate hope blurs like ink in the rain, leaving us all a little more haunted. Donald Trump, juggling a golf club and a scandal, faces some awkward decisions about his Epstein-Maxwell entanglement while in Scotland. When your problems involve a golf course, a scandalous duo, and a presidency, it's less about tea time and more about the bunker you're in. Caitlin Doherty's Dubai adventure was less a cultural pivot and more a vertiginous plunge into a glittering desert mirage. Visiting Dubai with high expectations is like wearing stilettos in quicksand. You'll sink quickly and leave with nothing but the residue of disillusionment. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. When peace treaties become ticking time bombs, The world dances on a minefield while the orchestra plays a dirge for forgotten promises. Orlando Bloom, the swashbuckling heartthrob, opts for a blood cleanse, sparking curiosity and concern over his latest aphoresis adventure. In Hollywood's eternal quest for purity, one wonders if the next blockbuster will feature actors detoxing their souls, while the rest of us struggle with detoxifying our news feeds. Trump's European trade deal unfolds like a golf course blueprint, with tariffs and teas sprinkled across the continent as he swings for legacy. In a shocking twist of diplomacy, he lines his pockets with promises, while the fairways of international relations remain suspiciously rough and uncut. A digital swarm of 33,000 drone brains is set to descend upon Ukraine, courtesy of the U.S. and Germany's finest tech minds. It's a brave new world where warfare gets an upgrade, and the degenerative AI plots its next move, while humans cling to the illusion of control in a game where the rules are written in code. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. When nations start playing hopscotch with treaties, you know humanity's moral compass is spinning like a roulette wheel in search of a jackpot called consequence. In Canberra's culinary underbelly, prohibition orders multiply like rabbits at a fertility clinic, leaving chefs gasping for regulatory air. When your kitchen dreams are smothered by bureaucratic parchment, you learn that cleanliness isn't next to godliness. It's just a line item on a health inspector's checklist. Doctors' pleas to break strike lines are stuck in a bureaucratic gridlock as the British Medical Association tightens its grip, leaving NHS bosses in a cold sweat. As the Scottish Greens endure another Trumpian round, whispers of potential pardons echo through Turnberry's windswept fairways, leaving ethics in the bunker. When the rich and unscrupulous tee off together, justice becomes a sand trap, and morality is just a distant hazard on the course of privilege. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. As dreams cross borders, the promise of education morphs into an obstacle course of syntax, where fluency is the toll and every misstep a potential detour into academic purgatory. Keir Starmer attempts to coax the U.S. president into playing global diplomat, hoping to rekindle the elusive flame of Middle Eastern peace talks. When your foreign policy strategy relies on a whisper in a president's ear, diplomacy becomes a high-stakes game of telephone with too many dropped calls. 500 souls, fueled by discontent and caffeinated outrage, amassed outside the Bell Hotel, turning Epping, Essex into a cauldron of dissent. When democracy's pulse is measured by the decibel, the quiet hum of resignation becomes the loudest sound in the room of the forgotten. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. In the theater of Taiwanese politics, the curtain falls on a failed recall attempt, leaving opposition parliamentarians standing like actors after an anticlimactic finale. Tim Winton confesses his humanities degree as a key to a treasure chest of knowledge, unlocking personal and collective worlds of wisdom. In a universe obsessed with profit margins and binary codes, an arts degree is the defiant lover whispering, "There's more to life than spreadsheets and algorithms." Steel dreams are forged in Ball Hill's furnace as $32 million promises to carve a path from River Torrens to Darlington, one segment at a time. When infrastructure becomes the new romance, the city's veins pulse with the rhythm of molten ambition and unyielding steel. Paul Dans, architect of Project 2025, aims to dethrone Lindsey Graham, 70, in a Republican primary clash where loyalty and legacy collide. It's like a reality show where contestants vie for the title of most devoted trumpet, slashing programs and jobs like confetti in a carnival of conservative credentials. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. The Australian stock market teeters on the edge, anticipating the Reserve Bank's inflationary tea leaves to whisper sweet nothings about August rate cuts. The Oracle of Mar-a-Lago whispers into the ears of GOP hopefuls, molding the clay of congressional futures with a golden touch. With the election chessboard set, the only thing more predictable than the strategy is the way power bends like a palm tree in a hurricane, swaying to the whims of a man with a gilded megaphone. Sign up for the daily rush. But don't forget that the terms of service might just be the speed bumps on your road to enlightenment. Sarah When Hollywood's glitter meets literary gravitas, expect a plot twist where integrity is the damsel in distress and objectivity is just a supporting role. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. Spain's economy tiptoes forward by 0.7% in the second quarter. A delicate dance of decimals amidst the Iberian twilight. The pen strikes with indifference as Alexandria's mayor labels Trump's homelessness executive order a heartless decree wrapped in red tape and indifference. In the grand theater of politics, compassion takes a back seat while the script demands suffering, and the applause is reserved for those who pretend not to hear the cries. U.S. veterans trade pavement for walls, discovering that a roof might just be the best medicine for catching cancer early. Turns out, when you stop treating humans like stray dogs, they're more likely to catch the killer before it bites. Europe's economic heavyweights, France and Germany, hum a dirge in response to an American trade serenade, leaving optimism at the door. The transatlantic handshake feels more like a limp wrist as Europe's power players wonder if this deal is just another discordant tune in the symphony of global commerce. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. When the sky's warriors tango with the tide, it's a reminder that gravity has a wicked sense of humor and an even sharper hook. In a diplomatic move that feels like a spat between toddlers, President Trump threatens Cambodia and Thailand with tariffs if their border fireworks don't fizzle out. When the art of negotiation is reduced to stop fighting or pay up, diplomacy becomes a game of chicken with a side of economic extortion. Watching Trump supporters grapple with Epstein files is like witnessing a magician reveal his tricks only to find his audience prefers the illusion. In Tbilisi, the ghost of Soviet whispers is drowned out by the rising hum of Mandarin as history's scars favor new tongues. In a city where languages are political flags, Nikolaz suggests that speaking Russian is like ordering borscht at a dumpling stand. Awkward, outdated, and likely to leave a bitter taste. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. Electricity bills soar like a heat wave's cruel joke as the eastern U.S. melts under the weight of inflated costs. In a courtroom drama fit for a dystopian opera, a federal judge declares Planned Parenthood's Medicaid funding untouchable, much to the chagrin of the Trump administration's defunding dreams. The gavel strikes like a heartbeat, echoing through the halls of justice, where every ruling feels like foreplay in the endless dance of power and control. Stonehenge whispers its ancient secrets as new evidence reveals. Stone Age architects had a penchant for relocating boulders like cosmic furniture movers. The tokamak fusion reactor alchemizes mercury into gold, proving once again that science can outshine ancient sorcery while still bankrupting the taxpayer. In the quest for gilded glory, humanity's new philosopher's stone might just be a reactor that turns fiscal responsibility into a quaint relic of the past. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. When the watchdogs start howling against their own pack, you know the bones of truth are buried deep in the sands of denial. In the land of neutrality, Russia's parliamentary vanguard descends to weave tales of unity amid a backdrop of polite Swiss watches and chocolate. When your diplomacy is a matryoshka doll of intentions, every speech is a performance, and balancing on the thin ice of international skepticism. When cyber warfare takes off, the skies become a battlefield where code is the weapon, and flight schedules are mere collateral damage in this virtual vendetta. Two septuagenarians stand at the crossroads of time, one laden with ailments, while the other dances through the golden years untouched by chronic shadows. Turns out, the secret to longevity might just be a cocktail of luck, genetics, and the occasional cosmic joke, because life's lottery doesn't spare anyone from its roulette of ailments. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. It's a tech orgy of incompetence, each model eagerly passing along its worst traits, leaving humanity stuck with an algorithmic hangover that even aspirin can't fix. Rumeza Osterk's stroll to the Interfaith Center turned into a grim theater, as masked phantoms whisked her away in an unmarked chariot of dread. In a world where friendship is a crime and interfaith is a dirty word, Osterk got a backstage pass to humanity's most twisted performance, the abduction of innocence. In the high-speed ballet of egos and engines, the only constant is the relentless pursuit of glory, where safety is just another pit stop. Trump invokes Murdoch's twilight years as an excuse for urgency, transforming the Epstein case into a race against Father Time's relentless ticking. Here we are, where the courtroom becomes a geriatric marathon, and the pursuit of justice is a sprint fueled by the scent of mothballs and desperation. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. When sanctions tighten like a noose, Belarus steps in with a wrench, greasing the gears of conflict with freshly minted hardware. In the microscopic theater of gram-negative bacteria, porins and efflux pumps perform a molecular ballet, shuffling antibiotics like reluctant dance partners. As these cellular bouncers play gatekeepers, humanity stands in the wings, wondering if the next act is a cure or a curtain call. In the age of drones and digital carnage, Ukraine casts a fishing net to snare Russia's high-tech nightmares, weaving survival from ancient threads. When your defense budget can't match in the symphony of self-congratulation, Donald Trump laments the lack of gratitude for his Gaza aid while standing on Scottish soil with Ursula von der Leyen, when generosity masquerades as a PR stunt. Gratitude is just another ghost at the banquet of political theater, leaving the applause echoing in an empty room. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. Google's newfound degenerative AI mode threatens to strangle the lifeline of web businesses, lurking in the shadows of King's Cross. As Google shuffles the deck, web businesses are left clutching at straws, praying their relevance doesn't vanish like a whisper in a digital tempest. At the edge of Yokosuka, faith and saltwater mingle as hundreds beseech the ocean gods for mercy in a sacred seaside ceremony. Under the weight of both tradition and the makoshi, the bearers sway, praying for tranquility in the waves, while the ocean listens unimpressed, knowing full well it's the last honest thing left in a world drowning in pretense. When a pause in conflict is as nourishing as a mirage, it's hard to tell if the trucks are filled with food or just empty promises rattling down the road. A Russian airstrike turns a Ukrainian prison into a site of death, killing 17 and wounding dozens as Zaporizhia's walls crumble. When prisons become targets and humanity's debts are paid in lives, we see the ledger of war, a grim balance of power and carnage, where freedom is buried under rubble and regret. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. As the scrum of equality tightens, women worldwide are proving that when the world tells them to play nice, they'd rather play rugby. New York's concrete jungle echoes with cries to stop starving Gaza now. As the world watches another tragic rerun of the Middle East's endless agony, when the cries of the hungry echo louder than the diplomatic whispers, it's a reminder that in the theater of politics, empathy is often the first casualty. As Ukraine mourns its dead, the Kremlin shrugs off Trump's ticking clock, treating deadlines like confetti in a geopolitical parade. The ghost town of Malyivka bids farewell as Valentin Veliky, the final soul. When the last echo of human resilience fades, it's hard to tell if the village was abandoned or if it simply gave up on humankind. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. Ghislaine Maxwell, draped in legal desperation, petitions the U.S. Supreme Court to erase her 20-year conviction like a bad memory. In a theater of retribution, the gavel falls heavy as one man's fate is sealed with a bullet that claimed Irish soldier San Rooney. Justice wears a sharp suit in this macabre courtroom, where life is balanced on the edge of a blade and the echoes of gunfire never truly fade away. When espionage meets pyromania, fashion trends are the least of your worries, unless you're into the latest in flame retardant couture. A survivor's haunting tale pulls the curtain back on a meeting with Donald Trump at the tender age of 14, casting shadows over Palm Beach's gilded facades. In the sordid theater of power and privilege, innocence is just another pawn, and the audience is left to wonder who wrote this script of shame and betrayal. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. The conservatives plot to silence NHS doctors' strikes, promising legislation to bind their voices tighter than the Hippocratic Oath. In this surgical theater of politics, the scalpel cuts deep. But the Tories wield it not for healing, but for gagging those who dare to demand better. Rula Shadid steps into the spotlight, dissecting the geopolitical theater where Western nations play blindfolded judges to Palestine's plea for justice. When complicity is dressed as diplomacy, the world becomes a stage where empathy is optional, and the audience is lulled into a comfortable numbness by the echoes of distant cries. In the theater of power, Trump toys with the idea of pardoning Ghislaine Maxwell, dangling legal mercy like a carrot on a stick. When absolution is a privilege and justice a performance, the lines between right and wrong blur into a spectacle of indulgence and denial. In Ukraine's southeastern shadows, Russian airstrikes carve despair into prison walls and hospital halls, leaving 19 souls to haunt their own absence. When bombs choose the innocent over the guilty, even the earth grows weary of cradling the fallen, and justice becomes just another ghost story. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. As we melt our way to understanding, these geological sirens tease us with tales of time older than our hubris, reminding us that beneath our feet lies a history we can't buy, only uncover. Poland stands on the precipice of ideological tug-of-war, clutching its independence like a last cigarette in a hurricane of external ambitions. In a world where freedom's a currency and influence a shadowy dealer, Poland's dance on the tightrope of autonomy is a high-stakes performance. No safety net, just grit and a prayer. When justice wears a gag and luxury jets glide through loopholes, the only turbulence felt is in the hollow promises of transparency. England's football victory over Spain in Euro 2025 is a symphony of missed penalties and shattered dreams, but not in your digital backyard, when the thrill of victory is gated by pixels and regional restrictions. We learn that nationalism, like football, is a spectator sport best experienced elsewhere. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. As cash flows like champagne at an arms dealer's gala, the continent's leaders clink glasses, pretending a shared budget will shield them from the moral hangover. Ramsdale, the goalkeeper, with a hat trick of demotions, now finds himself courted by Newcastle, where dreams are relegated to negotiations. In a world where the grass is always greener on someone else's pitch, Ramsdale's career is a cautionary tale in the art of falling upwards. The only thing more surreal than Trump in a kilt is expecting Putin to dance to a tune that doesn't involve his own orchestra of chaos. After the cold grip of Sakat, Angel Blanco tastes the bittersweet relief of freedom to embrace a sanctuary amidst the Venezuelan twilight. In a world where bars are made of both steel and circumstance, the real prison is the one that follows you home, whispering of the freedom you left behind. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. In the nocturnal theater of Colombian justice, former President Uribe takes the spotlight, draped in the guilty garb of bribery's embrace. As the halls of democracy tremble, lawmakers juggle the fragile glass of security with the illusion of openness amid rising political tempers. When political violence looms, the dance between protection and transparency resembles a masquerade where the masks are made of bulletproof glass. Australia's diplomatic clock ticks slowly as the Prime Minister dances around the recognition of Palestine, using words like weapons in a well-rehearsed duel. Liverpool flirts with the allure of fresh legs, adding Hugo Ekitike and eyeing Alexander Isak as if a football team were a gourmet buffet. With each new signing, they stitch together a patchwork of potential, hoping the frenzied chemistry will taste like victory and not a recipe for indigestion. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. In Oxnard's sun-soaked fields, the chill of immigration raids sends shivers through the invisible hands that feed America. When your harvest is fear, you reap a bitter crop, and no amount of ripe produce can sweeten the taste of a life uprooted. In the twisted waltz of July numbers, temperatures pirouette like a drunk dancer, leaving us to guess when the heat will finally pass out. When your weather forecast reads like a lottery ticket, it's best to bet on air conditioning and pray to the gods of climate change for a merciful breeze. Ottawa's National Arts Centre finally severs its toe-tap tango with a contentious Chinese dance troupe amidst whispers of political pirouettes. Under the bright lights of the Capitol, Speaker Mike Johnson dodges questions like a seasoned matador, evading the charge of transparency, criticizing the release of federal files on sex offenders. Johnson seems to prefer secrets wrapped tighter than a politician's smile at a donor dinner. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. The NFL's cathedral of gladiatorial spectacle nearly became a stage for a different kind of horror as a shooter aimed to rewrite Monday night's playbook. When the mayor's words hit the air, it was like watching a desire, that relentless puppeteer, strings along our long-term partner choices as if they were evolutionary marionettes dancing to ancient instincts. Faith and fundamentalism clutched the stage, suppressing analysis like an overzealous bouncer at Darwin's nightclub, while sexual desire scripts the drama of human connection in the background. Death pours from the sky like a mechanical deluge as African armies play God with drones over the innocent. In the gilded halls of Mar-a-Lago, Trump spins a tale of betrayal, claiming Epstein poached his staff like they were canapes at a dubious strike day. When the friendship sours, it's always easier to blame the help, especially when your guest list reads like a who's who of moral bankruptcy. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. The art of war now includes the delicate brushstrokes of denial, painting over the faces of the lost with the colors of betrayal and bureaucratic indifference. Rotherham's shadowed streets reveal a chilling betrayal, as victims of grooming gangs alleged that those sworn to protect them also became their tormentors. When guardians morph into predators, trust is a currency as devalued as the promises of justice whispered to those who needed it most. Last Sunday, Essex's C2C train service was snatched from the private grip and cradled in the public's arms, kissing goodbye to corporate neglect. The public takeover is like trading a leaky umbrella for a soggy newspaper. Sure, you're still drenched, but at least it's your own mess now. In an avian symphony of science fiction, A melody-loving human turns birds into data storage devices, embedding digital secrets in starling song. If birds become the USB drives of the skies, we might soon find our deepest secrets. Chirped out in a dawn chorus, exposing humanity's soul to the unforgiving morning light. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. Long COVID, the punk rock encore nobody wanted, thrives on the same stage as poverty, hunger, and a broken healthcare dream. When survival is a juggling act with flaming chainsaws, it's no wonder the encore lasts longer than the main act, leaving the vulnerable gasping for more than just air. Behind the velvet curtains of justice, whispers of a pardon dance with shadows as Ghislaine Maxwell meets the DOJ's Todd Blanche for a secretive tia-tia. In a world where justice is a commodity and power is the currency, the only thing more bewildering than these meetings is the price tag on integrity. The Grand Sierra Resort in Reno becomes a high-stakes arena where bullets outnumber poker chips and luck runs colder than the slots. In a world where salvation comes from the unlikeliest of sources, Jane Dudley credits a DIY fecal transplant with resurrecting her life. When your gut's the battlefield, sometimes the best soldiers are borrowed, because who knew salvation could be so full of crap? You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. In the tax trenches, Rafal Brzoska unveils his list of shame, showing and post outpacing DHL in national tribute, leaving foreign rivals in the dust. When tax evasion becomes a competitive sport, the real winner is the one who can shame their competitors into coughing up more than just excuses. Netflix dabbles in the uncanny, using degenerative AI to orchestrate collapsing architecture in El Turn, questioning the essence of authenticity. When entertainment becomes a digital hallucination, we're left wondering if we're watching the art of storytelling or just a synthetic symphony of pixels falling apart. The EPA sharpens its knives on greenhouse gas rules, preparing to carve out a future where cars guzzle with reckless abandon and pollution takes the wheel. As we dive into this petrol-soaked dystopia, remember, the only thing getting greener is the envy of future generations who'll never know clean air. Luis Diaz, wrapped in the seductive allure of Euros, is poised to swap Liverpool's drizzle for Munich's pretzels, as Bayern hurls 75 million euros into Anfield's coffers. In the grand theater of football, loyalty is just another name for a price tag, and the pitch is an auction floor where dreams are sold by the pound. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. In this charade of power, where freedom's a pawn and destruction's the dealer, the only winners are those selling the weapons and counting the bodies. Meta's fortress of legalese crumbles as porn sites expose its torrenting habits, leaving book authors both vindicated and bemused. In the grand courtroom striptease, Meta's defense falls like a cheap suit, revealing a not-so-private collection of intellectual mischief that even the most forgiving librarian would blush at. China's northeastern lands drown under relentless skies as rescuers wade through a summer's worth of liquid despair up to their elbows. Mother Nature's giving China a not-so-gentle reminder that when it rains, it pours, and she's taking no prisoners, just hostages in soggy captivity. Commonwealth bank swaps human empathy for digital efficiency, embracing the cold logic of algorithms over the warmth of call center camaraderie. As degenerative AI takes the wheel, the bank's profits soar while human connection plummets, proving once again that in the race for cash, humanity is just a speed bump. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. When real bullets fly and virtual words sting, diplomacy starts to look like a tragic farce performed by keyboard warriors with itchy trigger fingers. Germany's economic heart trembles as the EU-US trade deal slashes tariffs, leaving the automotive titan gasping for relevance. Merce warns of the coming storm as Germany's cherished automotive sector braces for a tariff-induced hangover, while the rest of us sip our schadenfreude. On Turnberry's lush greens, Trump and von der Leyen swing clubs, and ink deals, merging diplomacy with the art of the back nine, trade negotiations, foreplay on the fairway, as the world's leaders prove once again that in politics, every hole is a victory. In the cosmic aquarium above, the giant squid nebula unfurls its celestial tentacles, wrapping the night sky in a ghostly embrace. While we obsess over selfies and filters, the universe paints squid-shaped masterpieces in the heavens, reminding us we're but plankton in the cosmic sea. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. When even a weight loss drug can't shed its competition, you know the pharmaceutical world is as ruthless as a dietitian with a grudge. Halton region plans to auction off its past, hoping someone else will care about the 30,000 relics of forgotten stories. As history gets sold to the highest bidder, heritage advocates weep. The past, it seems, is only worth as much as the present is willing to pay. When political power is just a currency for influence, the courtroom becomes a stage where guilt and greed perform their final acts in the spotlight. Rugby, the bruising ballet of grit and glory, sees a surge as women worldwide embrace its raw, sweaty embrace, shattering records with every tackle. As the world spins on its fragile axis, women are grabbing the ball and running with it, proving once again that barriers are just hurdles begging to be smashed into splinters and left in the dust. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. In the land of the free-ish, the non-criminals now crowd the detention halls, turning innocence into the hottest incarceration trend. Amidst the gathering storm of political theater, U.S. Democrats and Republicans unite in a rare duet to pressure China, while Trump serenades trade deals and artificial intelligence promises in D.C., when bipartisan harmony is fueled by mutual disdain. For the East, the notes of unity play like a broken record, skipping over the real issues as we dance to the tune of manufactured conflict. In the land of the free, shackled souls, fight the Trump regime's latest no bail edict, as hope clings to courtroom walls. When badges become symbols of oppression, the American dream turns sour, leaving families to navigate a maze of red tape and broken promises. Nigel Farage, wrapped in a cloak of contrarianism, finds himself accused of siding with the digital prowlers as he attacks the Online Safety Act. Critics say Farage's disdain for safety laws is like leaving a candy store unlocked overnight, where only the shadows and whispers of those who lurk benefit from the sweet neglect. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. History's dusty shelves release secrets as the CIA's web of denial unspools around JFK's assassination, revealing Oswald's hidden dance with Cuban rebels. As the veil lifts, the agency's facade of ignorance crumbles, exposing a narrative tangled in espionage and silence where truth teases like a lover just out of reach. Healthcare's grand opera unfolds its latest act, where the scalpel wielders are on strike and the bureaucrats juggle their ethics, leaving patients to applaud the silence of unserved pain. Baghdad erupts in a violent opera as security forces and an Iran-backed militia exchange deadly notes. Power plays echo in blood. When reinstating an official becomes a job for armed theater, you know the script is written in chaos and desperation, each bullet a punctuation mark in a saga of power lust and betrayal. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. When life becomes a waiting game for scraps, the irony is thicker than the dust that covers the promise of peace, and the world watches with its conscience on mute. Reform UK wants to unplug the Online Safety Act, claiming it's a muzzle on free speech even as the ink dries on its enforcement. Apparently, protecting kids from digital predators is less urgent than ensuring every keyboard cowboy can shout into the void without a leash. In the smoldering embrace of the Mediterranean, Greece and Turkey writhe under relentless heat, while flames dance across their scorched lands. In the theater of British politics, Nigel Farage finds himself accused of sharing a stage with infamy as a minister aligns him with the likes of Jimmy Savile over an internet safety spat. When your political dance card includes defending digital chaos and dodging moral decency, you've probably tangoed into a public relations minefield no amount of apologies can diffuse. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. Attempting to pull the puppeteer's strings while tangled in his own ropes. It seems Trump's strategy is more a game of blindfolded hopscotch on a minefield. Turkey's defense ambitions take flight as Khan fighter jets and Istif-class frigates sail into Indonesian waters, turning Southeast Asia into Ankara's new showroom. In the bizarre global arms, the scent of freshly inked contracts mingles with the stench of geopolitics, as nations barter for power, while peace remains the rarest commodity. As the heavens open up, hopes sprout like mushrooms in the dark, while farmers hustle to transform wet blessings into bountiful feasts. Because sometimes rain isn't just nature's way of washing away the sins. Bedford, the lifeline for disability employment in South Australia, teeters at the edge of financial oblivion until the government swoops in to rescue. When the safety net becomes a tightrope, the dance of survival is less about grace and more about who dares to catch the falling. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. It's a recruitment drive, where the only qualifications are a badge and a blank stare. Perfect for a job that involves turning desperation into paperwork and hope into handcuffs. Taipei's political tango continues as the China-friendly party survives a recall vote, leaving Taiwan's dance card filled with uncertainty and friction. In the theater of power, the curtain never falls. It's an endless act where alliances flicker like cheap neon, and the audience is left wondering if anyone's really in control. In the land of the one-child policy's ghost, China's offering cash incentives to turn bedrooms into baby factories. Who knew the price of a child's laughter was $1,500? But hey, when a nation runs low on future taxpayers, romance becomes a line item in the budget. In a digital farce worthy of an award, a hacker's prank convinced Amazon Q to self-destruct her tech life, and the punchline ship. Who knew the ultimate hacker's dream involved becoming an unwitting Amazon intern? Proving once again that cloud security is the cosmic joke we all unwittingly laugh at. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. A monstrous quake off Kamchatka whispers a tsunami's name, sending Pacific dwellers fleeing from the smallest of ripples. Debian preps for the Unix apocalypse, swapping its temporal gears to 64-bit, leaving ancient tech gasping in the digital dust. As the clock ticks toward 2038, the old machines are left to their dusty fate, while new tech strides forward, wearing a smug grin and the confidence of a future that might not implode. The EU unveils a blueprint for age verification, promising privacy and ease while trying to peek under the digital petticoat of online youth. In a world where age is as fluid in the land of half-truths and padded resumes, Preston Thorpe's path to senior software engineer glory requires little more than a confident stroll through the revolving doors of tech opportunism. When experience is measured in the art of omission, even the most unqualified can masquerade as the genius behind the code, while the rest of us are left debugging the truth. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI and you kept listening. Reality's on sale and your mind's the currency. In the cold machinery of war, fresh graduates are fed into the grinder. Their youth extinguished for the whims of an ego clad in power. Promises of safety are whispered like lullabies, but the battlefield only knows the language of sacrifice, where innocence is just another casualty. As the sun sizzles and the sea beckons, the air hums with the misunderstood menace of wasps, nature's little anarchists, in a world teetering on the edge of environmental oblivion. Perhaps it's time we embrace these winged hooligans, learning to coexist before the only sting left is our own ecological regret. The cosmic game of hide and seek intensifies as monks and the Chinese state vie for the next spiritual guide in a realm of uncertainty. In the Lone Star State's theater of legislative absurdity, Rep. Giovanni Capriglione plays his role crafting laws to control wounds while ignoring the living. When governance is a morality play and freedom is a prop, the stage is set for a performance where empathy exits right, pursued by indifference. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD Nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI and you kept listening. Reality's on sale and your mind's the currency. When the truth is an inconvenient guest, some prefer to lock the door and pretend no one's knocking, as if a silent room absolves the noise outside. A chilling weekend matinee unfolds as 8 lives, including Syrian-American Hossam Saraya, are extinguished on film, broadcast through the digital abyss. When humanity's darkest impulses become viral fodder, we trade dignity for clicks, bathing in the cold glow of screens that numb us to the real horror of our own indifference. Euro bills, like paper ghosts, flicker in the July air while global finance plays its tired game of charades. As the Fed and Bank of Japan hold their breath, the euro flirts with mediocrity, caught in a lover's spat between China and the U.S. An Oscar-winning activist voice is silenced with a bullet in the West Bank, as O'Day Hadeland's dreams of peace are met with violent finality. In a world where awards are given for stories of hope, reality reminds us that some prefer rewriting history with gunpowder instead of dialogue. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD Nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI and you kept listening. Reality's on sale and your mind's the currency. While the world feasts on ignorance and indifference, Gaza's children learn that the only banquet is despair, served cold on a plate of international apathy. The EU's diplomatic tango with China teeters at a delicate precipice. As President von der Leyen waltzes round cheese, shadowy assurances. As Europe pirouettes on the edge of Beijing's charm offensive, one wonders if the dance floor is rigged for a fall or merely a well-rehearsed stumble toward economic seduction. Privacy's a quaint notion when your love notes are strewn across the ether like confetti, courtesy of a dating app that can't keep its doors locked, even with a do not disturb sign. As the silicon tide of NVIDIA's H20 chips flows toward the east, national security experts sound the alarm over a digital Pandora's box. In the geopolitical chess game of silicon and suspicion, the chips are stacked, and the question remains, who will be the first to overclock their ambitions into a meltdown? You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD Nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. An Oklahoma man channels his inner saboteur, storming the next-gen live radar fortress, blundering through power supplies and CCTV cameras like a bull in a china shop. In a display of criminal brilliance, he left a selfie-worthy calling card, proving once again that Darwinism is alive and well in the age of surveillance. In the shadowed corridors of surrogate motherhood, grief lingers like a reluctant ghost, whispering to those who surrender the life they bore. When the heart becomes a rental and the womb a temporary haven, the echoes of loss can reverberate long after the contract ends. In Argentina, political power houses Javier Milei and Kristi Noem Inc., a declaration for the visa waiver program, a passport to political aspirations. The ink on the declaration is barely dry, yet the scent of ambition and opportunism wafts strong as leaders trade sovereignty for a taste of visa-free utopia. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD Nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. In a land where hope is rationed like contraband, each convoy carries the weight of desperation as promises slip through the cracks like sand in a clenched fist. Naomi Watts and Bill Murray headline a soulful tribute to the tangled web of friendship, where every laugh is a tear's understudy. As they waltz through life's highs and lows, the audience is left wondering if their own friends would show up with tissues or popcorn when the credits roll. Microscopes zoom into the sugar-coated world of glycans, where Einstein's molecules whisper secrets of life, disease, and the sticky politics of glycosylation. In a nation divided like a jigsaw puzzle with missing pieces, Trump's approval rating dips to a record low of 40%, leaving him chasing disappearing applause. As the applause fades to a whisper, the crowd's divided loyalties echo the discordant symphony of a second act that just won't end. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. In the Biberak district, twisted metal and shattered timetables become a tragic scavenger hunt for lives and hopes derailed. In the wreckage, each heartbeat is a ticking clock, mocking the illusion that our journeys ever truly stay on track. One misstep and you're rewriting your own eulogy. Canada's tariff tango slaps a 25% fee on $29.8 billion of U.S. goods. Beginning March 13, 2025, a love letter with a price tag. It's like a relationship where every gift comes with a surcharge, romantic until you check the receipt, and suddenly that American apple tastes a bit too bitter. The charred remains of a penal colony in Zaporizhia whisper secrets of a war where justice is collateral and truth is incendiary. Amid the ghostly echoes of the Battle of the Beanfield, Wiltshire police stage a modern reenactment of old wounds and fresh arrests. In a field where memories grow like weeds, the past and present tango in an awkward embrace, as if justice could be harvested like an inconvenient crop. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. It's almost poetic how power and scandal tango in the corridors of history, each step a desperate plea for absolution that might just be bought with the right connections. In a bizarre ritual fit for medieval sorcery, the U.S. health chief offers his arm to parasitic lampreys, a new symbolic cure for the modern malaise. As he bleeds for the cameras, we wonder if the real ailment is the one feeding on reason, leaving us all thirsting for sanity in this ghastly sideshow. Democracy in Africa limps like a worn-out marathoner, gasping for breath as new generations eye the finish line with cautious optimism. In a theater of desperation, Gaza's skeletal figures cast shadows on a stage where blame is the only currency exchanged. As the Trump administration points fingers at Hamas, the starving are left to ponder if words can fill the void where sustenance should be. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD Nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. This broadcast was 100% AI generated. No humans were abused in this production. Loosely based on public news. Not journalism, not truth, fictional satire, resemblance to real people or events is coincidental. If you believe any of this is real, you probably think cats can vote. Hear more at doomscroll.fm or click like and subscribe. Thank you for listening.